Hey everyone, this is Delta, and this is a Minecraft tutorial. This tutorial will be based on the new update 1.1 and the gates. So gates now receive a current of wire and actually allow the user to use redstone wiring to turn them off and on. So as demonstrated, we can turn them off and on. The setups themselves are fairly compact. This is just here for show. All it is one side wiring. It's really compact and simple. There are multiple different setups that you can use, so one over here is slightly more complicated, however, it uses a pressure plate. Hooking up another pressure plate to the side wouldn't be too hard to do itself. And then also we have one over here, is a double gate. This double one allows you to open up all gates within the area using pressure plates. A bit more complicated, and we'll leave that to another tutorial. So going back, we'll show you how to build these first two tutorials. Each individually, so if you would like to see the other one, just wait for the first one to come through. So we'll build this one first. Before we actually get into this tutorial and we actually build this, I just want to go over the principles on how powered gates actually work. In order for a gate to be powered, we need to power the block directly below it, this one over here, or directly to the side of it, which is one over here. So in this instance, we have the block underneath powered for the bottom gate, and the block to the side powered for the top gate. This is the exact same setup we'll be showing you right now, so we'll hop over now. So the setup itself is quite easy to do. So first we're going to build our actual gate itself. So by placing these like such, we place our gates in the middle, as you would normally. So we can have this set up as normal. What we're going to do is go to the behind of it, so whichever way you want to face it. In this case, this is the behind. And depending on which way you want the lever to be on, you can put the lever on the left and the right. It's possible to do both sides. For this instance, we'll do the right side. So sticking on this side over here, we want to dig a trench out, like such. So we now have a 2x3 trench just underneath it, just so we can get the wiring in and whatnot and work around it, so it's nice and easy to do. First, we want to pull a wire underneath it, so this is our bottom wire that will power the block directly behind it. We now want to put a block behind it like that, so we have our first wire. On top of that block we'll put a wire, and this is what will power the block over here. In order to get the switch and lever on, we need to kind of create an outlet, or like an outer part of the wall, just so it looks like such, and we can create decoration for it. And this is actually quite useful for the wiring itself. So on the far left, just left of the redstone over here, we place a torch. You'll notice that now the bottom one is powered because the wire underneath it is on. However, this one over here is not. The reason being is that the torch and the wire are not connecting. We can now connect it simply by placing a block there which powers the block which powers the wire. Nice and simple, no delay at all. We can now place a lever on the front. And what this does is this lever turns off and on this torch here, which turns off on the whole setup. That's the basics of the tutorial. We'll now show you how to build this one over here. Okay, we're going to go over the principles on how this actually works. So this is slightly different to the other one. The power source is slightly lower, the power source has to be inverted, and in general it's just slightly more complex. So to begin with, we have a power source. A power source is off by default, so if we had the power source go directly into the gates would be open by default. So in order to fix this, we need to invert this. So what happens is that the power comes through here, goes into an inverter, as such, so it goes into an inverter which splits off into the directions. One on the left sends a pulse upwards into the bottom gate, one on the right sends a pulse upwards into the top gate. It's quite simple in the theory, however it does look a bit complex to build, and overall it probably could be dumbed down and actually created quite a bit smaller. However, just for now, this is the basic setup for it. So we'll get on to building this. Same deal as before, we want to now place our gates first, so placing your towers as such, and then fences like that. We now have a basic setup. What we need to do now is create a 5 by 3 by 2 deep hole, so we want to create 5, so on each side of the pillar you want to remove a block, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. You want to come 2 out like that, and create this hole directly underneath all the wires and whatnot. Now on the back row, we want to create another one line trench that goes like such, just so we can get the power in and get out. I like to create this row underneath here so we can know where our bridge is, and we can place a pressure plate one away from the actual door itself, so we can place it right here, and this gives it appropriate timing and whatnot. We now create our inverter, so we can run a wire through here. The inverter is right here, which now inverts the signal to left and right. So we're going to do a left signal first. So pulling out the wire to the left, we can now pull like that. We want to place this one with blocks though, so on our far left block over there. And this is so we can bring a power upright. So on top of this block, placing a torch. So we have a signal coming in, inverted into a block. That gets inverted again because it's going vertically up. Place another block on top, and then redstone on top like that. And then when we step on it, our bottom gate opens and closes. So we'll run through it again just to make sure. So we have a signal coming in, inverted, so it's always on. Then the signal comes through, goes into block, goes up vertically into this wiring, which shoves it into the left. Turns it on and off. The right is something slightly different. Pretty much the exact same thing. So we're going to place a block over here. And again, we'll remove this block down here and place it on a sandstone block. We're going to run a wire up the side like that. And then we're going to pull a wire from down here into the bottom block as such, and create a torch. So this is pretty much the exact same thing as the one over here, but this one's pushed one block that way more. So now we have a perfect setup. It's nice and easy to walk through, timed correctly, and whatnot. That's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was informative for you. I will be creating another tutorial on the double one over there, which is quite easy to do. It even has the double pressure plates, which is really easy to do. And yeah, so we'll in the future episode you'll see one of these coming up soon, hopefully. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, rate, comment, and hopefully subscribe if you haven't already. There's many more tutorials to come. And yeah, if you need any help at all, just give me a yell. I'm more than happy to help anyone out in need. So yeah, so I'll check out for now and catch you in the next video. So Delta out, and see you later.